Hello, this is Greg Lentz again, Training and Development Supervisor with Pacesetter Claims. Today we are doing another video within the VIP invoicing software. We have a couple of other videos out on our YouTube channel in the VIP invoicing environment. I highly recommend you go take a look at those. One of those is on how to create a standard basic fee schedule invoice. Very, very quick, easy video. The other one is on how to add any additional expenses onto a newly created invoice. For instance, the example we use in that video is just adding mileage, for instance. We have a separate video for that. Today's video is a little more general, a little bit longer. It's going to be about just general navigation around the VIP invoicing environment and some of the features. So this is the dashboard. This is the page that the adjuster is going to see, or anybody's going to see when they log in to their dashboard, okay? And if you're in other features or pages in VIP, you can obviously always go over to the menu here to the left and select dashboard, and it will take you back to your dashboard, to your landing page, right? Before we move on, I do want to point out up at the top right, there is a little adjuster portal area. It's very easy, though, very self-explanatory. If you click on the adjuster's name, this would be your name if you logged in. You can see any notifications that you have for messages that have come in for you. You can edit your profile. You can change your password. You can select the knowledge base, and you can log out of VIP. Before we leave this area, I want to point out in the knowledge base, if you select this option, it will open up a separate tab in your browser, and you'll need to log in again to the database. And it has a lot of information provided by VIP, the developers, for everybody if they need some information on how to use and navigate VIP. We are providing you with some internal training videos with Pacesetter, but VIP, again, also offers training through their knowledge base. So feel free to use that if you need to. Okay, so let's look at the dashboard real quick. And basically the dashboard is a landing page that we can do some filtering and look for some things and move around. So if you wanted to search this particular claim, a particular invoice, if you wanted to filter and look at invoices that were only approved, or if you wanted to look at invoices that were internal pending, had a certain status, if they were paid, rejected, that type of thing, this would be the filter you would use here. And once you set your filters like you want, maybe by date, if you want a normal invoice, supplemental invoice, we're not doing supplemental invoices right now in VIP, but that may change later. Only normal standard invoicing we're doing here, and we're only doing AFIX right now. Later on, we are planning on incorporating all of our other carriers and doing their invoicing within the VIP environment, but right now we're just doing a pilot program with AFIX. You can also select your carriers here that you want to look at and do your filters here. Again, we only have one, but this will populate later. And then we have the results here. This will give you the information based on your search and filter criteria. I do believe, though, this area is like a recent list. You may do certain search filters and it gives you 75. I don't think you can look at all of those in here. I think this has a limited amount of invoices that it can show you. But there is another place we'll look at shortly that allows you to see more. So basically, that's all this is. This little invoice area here just tells you kind of a little bit more about the invoice that you could select. And it gives you a little bit of brief information on that. The estimate amount, when it was submitted, the invoice, the claim number, insured's name, date of loss, type of loss. Very, very simple, very self-explanatory. Again, this whole page is the dashboard. Okay? We're not going to look today's video at creating new invoicing and go into those screens, because those are covered a little bit more thoroughly on some of the other training videos when we actually get into creating invoices. So again, please go take a look at those training videos we provide on our Pacesetter YouTube channel. So let's look at the message center. The message center, again, is like an internal note system within VIP or an internal email system. One thing I want to point out before we go into this area is if you see a little colored circle here with a number in it, that is a notification that will let you know you have unread and new messages that you need to address. If that's the case, you'll also see that at the top right in the adjuster portal, you'll see that circle and number here next to your messages and notifications here. You'll see it in both places. If you see that, make sure you go in and address it, because you may have a file reviewer that's rejected a file and requesting you to make some adjustments in the Xactimate claim. Obviously, you'll get an email for that in your normal email, but that will be routed also over here into VIP in the message center to let you know what's going on. And you'll need to create another updated invoice if you make any changes to that estimate, to change the dollar amount of the estimate. So again, very important. If you see circles and numbers here, make sure you go in and check and see what messages are here you need to address. So let's click on Message Center and go in and kind of take a look at some of the features. Again, it's like an email, very simple. This will list all of your messages in here that you have. You can search by name or email. You have some icons and features that let you refresh the page, let you delete any that you have selected. Of course, you have to have some of these selected. It will delete. I don't recommend you do that. I recommend you keep all these notes. You may need to go back and refer to some of these notes if somebody asks you about something. You can mark read, mark any of these as read. You can create a new message here. This is where you would open up a new message field and you can type a message to somebody with their email address. Again, like an internal email. You have all kinds of formatting tools, fonts. You can attach files if you want, just like an email. Very cool. Then you can select the sent icon, which takes you to your sent folder of your messages and lets you see everything that you've sent out to people, whether it's replies or new emails, new messages. Let's go back to the inbox, and let's say, though, you want to reply to a message. In that case, you would double click on the message, double mouse click, and it will open up the initial message, of course. And then it will give you an area over here to the right, similar to the new message, but this is a reply. And it will let you type your reply to that person and then also attach a file. And then you would select this green bar to send the message. Very, very, very simple. If you use email, which all of you do, this will be pretty self-explanatory and intuitive for you to use. So very easy, but highly recommend you kind of move around in here to get an idea. The last area we want to look at today, well, I'd say we got one more after this, very, very quick, but let's look at reports. Reports is an area where if you want to see a lot of your invoices over a period of time, maybe 3 months, they have a lot of search and filter criteria here. This is where you're going to do that and let you get a lot of information on invoices in a report fashion that you can also export to an Excel file if you want a copy of that. So let's take a look at that. So we'd select reports, compensation fees, and it will open up a page where we have some filter cells, and this is where you would filter. So let's say I want to see all of my invoices from May 1st, 2025 to June 1st, 2025. Okay. And what type? Well, we want to see everything that was created during that time period. We don't need to put invoice numbers in here or claim numbers because it's going to give me all of those within that time frame. If I want to search for a specific invoice or claim number, you can use those fields. Keep that in mind, right? I can select what companies. All the companies, some of the companies, we'll select both here listed. Sage sure is a sample. We're not using that right now. Again, remember, it's only affixed right now, but they will all be listed here. If we're doing VIP invoicing with all of our other carriers, they will be listed, and you can filter by that. You can filter by who was submitted. who submitted the invoices. Was it all just you? Was it everybody? Um, Again, you may ask, well, who else would submit the invoice? Maybe a file reviewer took control of the claim. Maybe they collaborated and they came in and redid your invoice for you. And then they would have been resubmitting that. You can search by that and find that. There may be other people's names in here. And if you want to search by particular types of fees, if you want to search by the file reviewer, the adjuster percentage for the contract, that may be different on different invoices. You may ask why. Well, maybe you did invoices for one carrier that was a certain agreed upon percentage with Pacesetter, and then you did invoices for another carrier that you had a different percentage. Or maybe some of the invoices you did were daily, maybe some you did were CAT, and maybe you're getting different fees or commission scales for CAT and for field. So it just gives you some other options. If you don't select any of that, it'll just select everything by default. So in this case, in this little scenario, let's say we just want to see all the invoices we did by all the carriers we have available from May 1st to June 1st, 2025, and all of those created within those date range. We didn't put anything else in here. Let's select Show Report. It'll calculate that in the background, and then it'll give us a little report. We can scroll through this. It'll have multiple pages if there's more than it can hold. There's only one page here. And we can scroll down and look at all this information. Here's our headings: the carrier, status, the username, the invoice number, the claim number, the adjuster name. Again, these could be different. The adjuster will be the adjuster, but the user is the person that created or edited and uploaded and submitted the invoice. Could be someone else. The date it was submitted, the compensation amount that the adjuster gets, the RCV amount of the estimate that was based off of. We're not using these right now. These will change in the future where these will become more active. There is some information in this is supplemental area. Disregard this right now, even though it says yes or no. Right now, we are not doing any supplement invoices in the VIP environment. That may change in the future. I believe it will. Your managers and Pacesetter would let everybody know when that becomes live. But right now, if it's a supplement, you will handle any supplement invoices in the previous version you were doing your invoicing for that carrier. So again, if it was AFIX, you would just use that AFIX Excel invoice to do your supplement. But with AFIX, you would do your initial invoices here in VIP until further notice. So very, very cool. I don't believe if you scroll to the bottom, this is live yet, but at some point this will add up and at least give you all of your averages and your totals on some of these fields. So again, this is a pretty new environment. We're doing a pilot with AFIX, but eventually all of our carriers are going to be in this environment in our invoicing system. One last area let's look at is at the bottom left here. Kind of can't see it. I don't think you can because of my little video editing and recording software. It says support. It's a little button where you can click on this and get support from VIP, technical support. So if you select that, you would simply put your name, your email address. The subject is optional, always a good idea. And then just type in what your question is and how you need help. And you may want to attach up to 5 files. Maybe you have some screenshots or something you want to take. Maybe you've got an error code or something's not working right. You can certainly reach out to your manager. I would highly recommend that. If it's a technical issue, your manager probably will not be able to help you. You will need to use this feature for technical support from VIP. But as usual, if you ever do have questions on VIP, certainly contact your manager. They're there to help you. They'll do the best they can and help you in any way possible. They may point you to some of the training videos or send you links to training and help you. Or they may say, nah, you're going to have to contact VIP. That's a technical issue that we can't help you with. But I hope that gives you some basic information on how to move around the environment. Very, very easy once you move around in here. It's not complicated. Again, Thanks for your time. Watch those videos and review this video as well and the others on VIP in our YouTube channel for Pacesetter. If you have any questions, contact your manager. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you on the next training video. Take care.